Welcome to my channel, Omega-3 Heals. I'm Michaela Morrell. My mission is to help your body to feel amazing. I do this by creating the self-educational platform for you to learn what your body needs in order to function. I do this because I know that there are many people out there like me that have been suffering chronic pain and only to be offered temporary solutions without the main issue being resolved. And how can you expect the body to function if it doesn't have what it needs in order to build your body? I truly believe the body has self-healing powers. I see it every day. You break a leg and it heals. Let me educate you so you can create better circumstances for your body. So welcome, because you deserve health so you can live in harmony with your body. And if it all makes sense to you, please give me a thumbs up.
Billy, give me 5.
And subscribe to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about gut health. Is it important? Yes or no? But in order for us to understand that, we have to look at what function does the gut have, and then what lives in the gut. And after that, I'm going to give recommendations and solutions based on science. But first, a small introduction about me. I'm Michaela Morrell, and my work is focused on inflammation, cell health, and gut health. And every solution starts with a problem. Once again, I did have problems with my gut, and that have made me research it a lot. So I'm going to start to tell you a little bit more about my story. When I was growing up, I was constantly constipated. For me, I thought it was normal to only use the bathroom once a week. And that is not normal, but I didn't know better because that was my life. I ate everything I could find. I just couldn't stop myself. I was having so big cravings and I could not stop eating until I was so full. So I was crying because I never felt that I was full. And another thing I was having problems with was my blood sugar. It was going up and down, up and down. And that was mostly because of my diet, of course. I was raised on traditional bread in the morning, and that caused my sugars to spike a lot. So I actually developed fever almost every single day when I was at school because I started feeling so bad. So my teacher, they used to feel on my forehead and ask me, "What are you doing at school? Go back home." So I went back home, and as soon as I got back home, I took a glass of soda or I had some ice cream, and that fever went down again. And I started feeling better again. I've also had problems with candida, and that is something, if you don't know what it is, just go to YouTube and you will find it, but it can affect your health a lot. Another thing I want to mention is the reason for my big interest in gut health is also due to my mother's health history. If you want to hear more about that, you can go back to the webinar I did about omega-3, do we need it, yes or no? Because my mom, she had suffered from colon cancer, and I don't want to get that, and that's the biggest reason why I've been researching gut health so much. But today, I can feel full after a meal. I don't crave sugar or fast carbs, and I'm no longer constipated. Best part, I don't have any problems with candida. But before I'm going to go into the educational part, just read through the disclaimer. So the gut's primary function is the digestion and absorption of nutrients. We need to be able to absorb the nutrients so our body can utilize it. The gut is also a major influence on both the development and function of the immune system. Did you know that 70% of your immune system is living and being developed in your gut? And then you also will learn about the gut-brain connections. So what lives in our gut? We have about 100 trillions of bacteria, both good and bad, in our gut. Everything you eat is either helping the good bacteria or the bad bacteria. If you start researching, you can quickly see that many health problems can be associated with leaky gut, including stomach problems, but you don't need to have issues with your stomach in order to have leaky gut. You don't have to have pain or be bloated. It can simply be that you have a nutritional deficiency or that you have a weak immune system, that you usually get a flu. It might stay longer with you than it does with everyone else. It can also be that you have issues with headaches, memory problems, or brain fog. It can also be that you're just tired. And the reason why you are tired is because your body is working so hard to handle the leaky gut situation. So you just feel tired all the time. If you have a problem with weight gain, that can also be due to leaky gut. Arthritis, joint pain, chronic inflammation is also linked to it. Depression, anxiety, concentration problems, that can also be linked to leaky gut, and you will understand why soon. And also autoimmune diseases. Did you know that the gut is called our second brain? And the reason for that is that the leaky gut is affecting our brain negatively. The gut is communicating with the brain in 3 different ways: through the vagus nerve, to the spinal cord, and through the blood. But the thing is, when we have leaky gut, it is communicating a little bit too much through the blood. So what is leaky gut? It's bad food that gives a root process and fermentation that favor bad bacteria. And then the bad bacteria create substances that damage the sensitive intestinal mucosa, causing leaky gut. And what's happening then is that harmful substances ends up in the blood, straining your organs and also causing an inflammatory response. So what bad foods is contributing to leaky gut? First of all, sugars and vegetable oils. Sunflower oil, canola oil, soybean oil, all of those vegetable oils are very harmful for our gut. And if you want to understand that a little bit more, go back to my omega-3, do we need it? Then bread and things that contains gluten. Gluten is not very good for our gut. Also all processed food. A big reason why processed foods are not good is because they're adding the vegetable oils to the processed foods. And then alcohol, of course. And then all the additives people are adding into processed food. So try to stay on a healthy and clean diet. If you're buying things and you don't understand the labels, perhaps it's not beneficial for you. So things that are a part of creating leaky gut, bad food is a part of it. But then stress, toxins, pesticides, medicines, antibiotics, and intestinal flora imbalances are also a big part of creating leaky gut. So if we're looking at this picture a little bit, over here, all the food is supposed to be transported and broken down to smaller particles and nutrients that we are able to utilize. And it's supposed to go through this process. It goes into our microvilli and it goes through this, and then it goes into the blood. But what's happening when we're having leaky gut is that small passages is letting bacteria and 2 big particles get out directly to the bloodstream, causing systematic inflammation. It is also causing us to have a blood-brain barrier breach. It can cause us to have food intolerances, autoimmunity, and nutrient malabsorption. So how can we balance the gut? Well, one thing that is always a part of healing the gut is movement, exercise and movement. And then we need to avoid bad foods. And then we need to have good cell health. And in order to have good cell health, once again, go back to my omega-3, do we need it, yes or no? And that will explain the cell. And then we have to eat more fermented foods that is rich in probiotic bacteria. And then we need to eat more prebiotic, that is food for the good bacteria. WHO just released a study in 2019, and the conclusion was that a higher fiber intake reduces the risk of dying prematurely by 30%. It reduces colon cancer by 25%, reduces breast cancer by 20%, reduces heart attacks by 25%, and reduces strokes by 20%. And I found this was very interesting since I have a history of colon cancer in my family. An average diet contains 15 grams of fiber, of which 3.5 grams is prebiotic fibers, and 9 out of 10 people eat too little fiber. They have too little fiber in their diet. And WHO recommends 30 grams of fiber daily, where 7 grams should be prebiotic fibers. So when we're looking at this, 9 out of 10 people are eating too little fibers, and we're only eating about half of what we're supposed to eat. So what should you do in order to get better gut health? A healthy body begins with a healthy cell. The body is self-healing if we give it the right circumstances. And our gut is also built up with cells. So once again, look at the webinar about omega-3 if you want to learn more about that. And then we have to commit to start moving more, at least 30 minutes a day, but preferably 60 minutes a day. So I want you to aim for that. But remember, only 10 minutes is better than none. So if you haven't been moving today, just go out for a 10-minute walk. And if it feels good, it might be increased to 15 and 20, who knows? And then you have to feed your body the right nutrition. As a gift for you, I've been creating this guide. I will put a link down below and you can download it if you want to and put it up on your refrigerator so you remember what you should do daily. And then prebiotic fibers. How is prebiotic fibers helping our gut? Prebiotic fibers balance the intestinal flora. They help increase friendly bacteria in the gut due to the bacteria getting enough with food so they can duplicate faster. It helps with digestive problems. It helps with boosting the immune system. Prebiotic fibers are also metabolized to butyric acid. And according to research, butyric acid can strengthen the intestinal barrier and intestinal mucosa and thereby counteracting leaky gut. And butyric acid can destroy harmful bacteria. So WHO have already told us how much prebiotic fibers we should eat, but calculating the right amount can make people unmotivated. So Syncina have created an optimal solution called Cinebiotic. It's a mixture of 5 different fibers which help the gut in all different areas, because in the gut we have different bacteria living in different places and they're all full of function, but they're also preferring different food. It helps with better intestinal health. It balances cholesterol, it reduces blood sugar after meals, you get a healthier bowel, balances the intestinal flora, and cleans the large intestine. So you can help your gut in 3 easy steps. And the first one, being daily exercise. The second one is food. Avoid bad food, increase good nutrients intake, and make sure that you're getting your daily amount of omega-3 for your cell health. And then add a scoop of Cinebiotic 1 to 4 times a day, depending on your other nutrient intake and how much you need. So help your gut restore balance, and the gut will be able to help you. If you like the content I'm creating, follow Omega-3 Heals on YouTube. I'm going to keep on educating. You will be able to find webinars like sugar and blood sugar. Do we need supplements? Immune boosting, natural sources of antidepressants, brain health, difference between omega-3 and omega-3, and why are we omega-3 deficient? So, plan of action. First, write down what you're going to change in your life. How will you implement more movement? How will you prioritize healthy foods? How will you get a higher fiber intake? I use Cinebiotics myself daily because it works with my hectic schedule as a full-time working woman and a mother of 3 young children. So if you also feel like this is something you also want to do, get back to the person that invited you to watch this information. Follow my YouTube channel if you like. And also, you can follow me on Instagram, Food Change Lives or Omega-3 Heals. But also, you can follow Syncina if you like to get updates on what you're doing in order to ensure that these evidence-based nutrition products are on top of the line. And join my Facebook group if you want to read about other people's experiences. Did you know that according to National Diabetes Statistic Report in 2020, 1 out of 10 Americans is diagnosed with diabetes? And if you're feeling a little bit sad and is not feeling that joy that you should be feeling, or you're having issues with depression, or if you're just having problems with sleeping, you might want to look at my webinar I'm going to do about natural sources of antidepressants. So help your body be in balance so you can stay in the boat. Thank you for me. Bye-bye.